Hello and welcome. I am Roy at Ninjazilla90, and today I will be reviewing the Mattel Masters of the Universe Masterverse Vintage Collection Skeletor figure. And it's a pretty cool figure, and I got some things to say about him. So with that said, let's get started. And now, starting things off the box, because you know we got to talk about really cool boxes on this channel. Well, we have them. And of course, the Masters of the Universe Masterverse Vintage Collection boxes are basically designed and styled after the original packaging for the original Masters of the Masters of the Universe vintage figures from way back in the 80s. But yeah, I wasn't around way back in the 80s to actually get those figures brand new in the package, so this is about as close as I'm getting for my time period, because yeah, I was basically born in the 90s. But anyway, we can see on this gold highlight right here, it says Vintage Collection, so letting you know which Masterverse figure line this is from. And of course, these are Walmart exclusives. Well, the only one that's kind of I would say that could be part of the Vintage Collection, that may be re-released as part of the Vintage Collection, I would say maybe the 40th Anniversary He-Man. I mean, it has similar packaging, except it doesn't have these lightning bolts coming off of it, and it just has a bigger, figure window that you could, or package window where you could see the figure inside. But anyway, here we have, it says Masters of the Universe, which is the name of the series that this figure is from. And of course, we have Skeletor, Evil Lord of Destruction, which is basically the figure we would be getting inside of the box, but I have already taken them out. And of course, we have the Mattel logo right there. Right there, we have age of 6+, so yeah, all you 5-year-olds, you are out of luck. And of course, we have over 30 points of articulation. And needless to say, a 6-year-old would probably lose all the accessories in here. But anyway, like I said, we do have some cool, like the cool vintage design on the box, so that's pretty cool. And I like how they have different planets that you can see in the background as well, looking really cool. And turn it to the other side, and that could also be the moon or something as well. But anyway, turning it to the back, we see we have some comic book art there, and this right here is actual promotional pictures of the figure, but they've edited it to look like comic book art style, so that is pretty cool. And of course, we have the bio about Skeletor right there. So you can pause that and read it if you want to. Skeletor ruthlessly schemes to take control over Castle Grayskull and all Eternia. So, yeah. Just letting you know I can read. So yeah, I'm telling you about the size and the scale of the action figure there, and each set, so each sold separately. I'm about to say set. This is not a set. I don't know. It's just a habit from collecting Bionicle figures from back in the day. But anyway, yeah. Press Power Sword in hand, press Havoc Staff in hand, and yeah, Evil Lord of Destruction, and him with all of the accessories, and yeah, and they tell you about Masters of the Universe, and how the toy line and stuff got started. So you can pause that and read that as well if you want to. And now, moving right along, we have the Mattel logo yet again. And we have empowering generations through play. So instead of saying the next generation, they're saying generations, referring to, yeah, all ages. So that's what they should have on every box, not just the vintage collection boxes. Because no matter if they're vintage collection or they're basically based on a recent Masters of the Universe series, come on now. You don't have to be just a kid to enjoy action figures. But anyway, that pretty much concludes it for the box. Now, on to the figure. And now, here we have the Mattel Masters of the Universe Masterverse Vintage Collection Skeletor right here before us in all of his evil Dark Lord of Destruction boneheaded glory. As you can see, this is a well-sculpted, well-detailed, highly articulated figure made by the super cool, awesome people at Mattel, of course. First things first, as you can see, he is his signature light blue colorization. He is wearing his signature dark purple armor, which you can clearly see. He is wearing his signature Skeletor hood with his harness armor right there, with his leather tassel straps right there on the shoulders. We have his signature crossbone going across the chest. We have his leather tasseled skirt armor right there, with the loincloth underneath, which is basically the same exact loincloth you find on the 40th anniversary He-Man, except this is just flat black and it's just unpainted. But anyway, we also have his signature three-toed armored boots right there as well. Moving right along, and of course his Havoc staff is more of a darker purple as well in comparison to the Havoc staff that comes with the Barbarian Skeletor figure. But anyway, getting all into articulation, let me take his weapons out. The head can look up, we can look down about that much, we can look right, we can look left, and we can do a full-on cranium revolvus. And the opposite way, we also have good shoulder articulation, so his shoulders can come up on a hinge like so. So we can put him out into a full-on T-pose if we choose to, and bring them back down. And we can rotate all the way around a full 360. And the opposite way, same is true with the other arm. And the opposite way, pretty much the same song and dance you get with every other Masterverse figure. And of course, we do have bicep rotation right there, so we can rotate those biceps. So we do have really good bicep swivels there. And we also have a really good elbow articulation, so we can bend those elbows forward and back. But also just make sure to, if you get one, and just make sure you heat them up after you get them out of the box, because Masterverse figures are notorious for having stiff joints and stuck paint out of the box. So you might want to hit those joints with a hair dryer to loosen up the material and loosen up that stuck paint, and work those joints, and then maybe run them under cold water after, or dip them in some icy water to cool it down. So yeah, so you can move it more fluidly. But anyway, we do have wrist articulation as well, and we can bend those hands forward and back. Same is true with the other side. Rock it forward and back. And now here is where I have to take points off this figure. because I don't know why Mattel did this, but they did. They use the old, outdated peg joint for the torso articulation. You know, the peg joint that's known to snap if you try to rotate it a full 360. Yeah, that's what they did in this one. So I won't be rotating this one a full 360 like I did my 40th anniversary He-Man that I had to replace. So yeah, I won't be doing that with this one. But anyway, we can rock forward and back and side to side, so we can do that. But however, for that outdated torso joint, I definitely do have to take points off. That should have been a bowl joint. I'm just saying, should have been a bowl joint. But we can rotate at the waist a full 360. So we do have that at least. And we can do the opposite way as well. And also, before I move to the lower body portion of the figure, let's just look at the really awesome detailing that Mattel did on his skull face there. Looking really nice. You do have those signature blood red eyes in the back of his eye sockets there. So that's looking really nice. Teeth look like they're individually sculpted. Now, of course, the jaw's not articulated, so it's not like the one you get with the 40th anniversary Comic-Con exclusive 2-pack. So yeah, and I don't know if I'm gonna bother with that one because it's expensive to get on the aftermarket. But anyway, I'm bringing out my Barbarian Skeletor to do a quick comparison with, and as you can see now, yeah, the Vintage Collection does have a bigger head sculpt, but however, you really do look at it, the Vintage Collection Skeletor, if you look at the skull face, just has more of like a dirtier, more weathered look to it than what the Barbarian Skeletor has. Although the Barbarian Skeletor still looks pretty cool. But anyway, I'm going to put him off to the side for now because there's some differences with the Havoc staff, so I don't want to show you guys that I feel like a lot of people overlook. But other than the color. But anyway, getting into articulation with the lower body portion of the figure. And here's where things get interesting. Because I thought if you had drop-down hips that you had the full-on torso articulation, but obviously that's not the case with this one. But here's the kicker. This one has the updated drop-down hips, but not the updated torso articulation. Which, yeah, real head scratcher. But anyway, which means we can do the full-on splits with this one. So we can really, you know, split out and do those stretches if we want to. So we can really stretch out those Skeletor's hamstrings there. If he has any. If he's not just all bone underneath there. Which I don't think he is. It's basically just his face that got burned. And that's why he has a skull face. But anyway, we do have a hip swivel, so we can swivel those hips. And let's see another thing. See how far we can kick forward. We can kick forward about that much. Back, if we drop a little bit, not so much. See, we can. Same is true with the other leg. Yes, it is. And yeah, back down. We also have double joints in those knees, so you can bend those knees all the way back, and yep, you can put him on his knees like He-Man just kicked his butt, bring him back up. We have swivel at the boot, so we can swivel those boots, so we got a shin swivel there. Same is true with the other side. And yeah, we also have a hinge in the ankles, so you can point those feet all the way down. and rotate all the way around as well. And also, I do have to give you guys a quick heads up. The ankle hinges on mine were super duper tight as freaking hell on mine. So, yeah. I had to hit that with some heat and work those ankle joints several times before I was able to get them loose enough to move them fluidly. So, yeah. Just letting you know. But anyway, as far as accessories you get with this figure, of course you get the Dark Sword of Power, which, yeah, I know, early Masters of the Universe, Skeletor had one half of the Sword of Power, and then He-Man had the other half. But anyway, I just basically call this the Dark Sword of Power, like it's a dark version of the Sword of Power. And of course, we have the Havoc Staff. Now, here's the interesting part that I need to show you guys. And I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to try my best to go over this as quick as possible. And here's the thing. Here's why this Havoc Staff right here, the ram skull on it can rotate, and why this one doesn't. It's because the ram's head, the ram skull, and the actual staff itself, like the base of the staff, yeah, it's the same mold, it's the same sculpt as this one. However, it's been modified. If you look at the underneath of the ram skull on the Havoc Staff that comes with the Vintage Collection Skeletor, you will notice it's hollowed out underneath the jaw of the ram skull, and this one it's not. You see how the ram skull on the Barbarian Skeletor is not hollowed out underneath the jaw, and the one that comes with the Vintage Collection Skeletor is. And that's one of the reasons why you can't rotate it all the way around. It's because, see the underneath right here, where the ram skull plugs in to the Havoc Staff, how that part is molded into the actual base of the staff itself, and this one is just basically a swivel joint that this plugs into. It's two entirely different connection methods that they're using. Where this one, they basically plug it on, and it's basically glued on, where it's like non-removable. This one, I don't think it's removable either. It kind of feels like it would be, but I don't think you could. But yeah, completely different. That's something I wanted to show you guys that I feel like a lot of people miss. And some people think it's just glue on this that's stuck, and they keep trying to force it and turn it. It's not. That's what I'm trying to show you guys. If you don't believe me, if you have both the Vintage Collection and Barbarian Skeletors, go look underneath the ram skull on each Havoc Staff, and yeah, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. They're not the same. They might be like, they look similar on the surface level, and yeah, there are two different colors, two different color schemes, but they look like they're the exact same mold, but they're not. But anyway, he also does have some handy accessories. Before I forget about him, he comes with a closed fist hand, which I'm probably hardly ever going to use. Even if I do stop motion with these figures, I'm probably just going to, if I'm doing like punches and stuff, probably just going to keep the gripping hands in, because it's just going to, take more time. And of course, he has sort of like this bent finger hand, sort of, so that can't quite hold anything, but I don't know, maybe if like he's using his hand to like cast spells or like throw like energy blasts at you or something like that, like that I can see. But other than that, I'm probably not going to use this hand very much either. But anyway, let's grab his dark sword of power and put that in his hand, just to see how it looks with the dark sword of power and his havoc staff in. So let's put him in like a cool pose. It's like he's getting ready to duke it out with He-Man for the, well, last and final time, for the millionth time over. And that's not even going to be the last and final time. But anyway, there you have it. Looking really cool, looking awesome, looking nice. I really like this figure. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I really got lucky when I got mine, because unfortunately, right before I was able to make the purchase for mine, Walmart sold out. So yeah, unfortunately I wasn't able to get it from Walmart, but I took some searching on eBay. Finally came across this bundle deal with this Skeletor, which was the exact Skeletor I was looking for. And it also, the seller also had them bundled with the Masterverse New Etheria Hordak for $42. If you break it down, that's basically $21 a figure. So I was actually able to get this cheaper than what Walmart was offering at regular retail price. And I was actually able to get the New Etheria Hordak for cheaper than what Big Bad Toy Store is selling it for. So yeah, I really got lucky on this one. The seller was from a mom and pop comic book shop from North Carolina. So yeah, I think that was a well worth a deal. Like I said, I got lucky, because you really don't come across deals like that every day. So, you know, it's something that you're looking for. You got the money for it. Just take it or leave it. So, let's put it that way. But anyway, guys, if I have to give this figure a final score based on detail, articulation, and playability, I have to give him a drum roll, please. And when it comes to detail, articulation, and playability with this figure, I have to give him a well-deserved, fair but square, full, honest 9 out of 10. Why? Like I said, only thing I'm taking points off for is the outdated torso articulation. That should have been a ball joint, and matter of fact, that should have been a ball joint from the very beginning. I have no clue why Mattel went with this. Like a single peg joint that snaps if you try to rotate it a full 360. I don't know. Out of every figure like that has that, like every like up-to-date articulated figure, you know, has ball joints in the top torso, why didn't they think of that? But anyway, guys, yeah, enough ranting, enough yakking. That pretty much concludes it for this review. And yeah, I know that's what happens when you don't write scripts. Because, yeah, I'm a talker. I'm ADD. I like to talk a lot. But anyway, that pretty much concludes it for this review. As always, thank you guys all so much for watching. Your viewership is much appreciated. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And to wrap it all up, stay safe, take care. God bless, stay positive, stay powered up, and peace out.